Have you ever noticed that sometimes nothing bad is happening, but the mind keep preparing for disaster? Why is that? Anybody know why? So what do? You check your phone, right? And nobody replied. Then immediately, your brain said something happened. Maybe someone looks serious. Your brain says they're mad at me, but the truth is not like that. Maybe it's at work, your boss wants to talk, then suddenly you imagine you're losing your job. So what did our brain do this? Today, we're going to answer that question. Anyone have any questions so far? Just say, for example, you are texting someone, you're waiting for someone to reply your text, and if that person takes a long time to reply, then you might start thinking maybe it's something wrong. That's why maybe that person is mad at you, or angry at you. That's why that person doesn't reply to your text, right? Maybe you take a medical test, but you don't have the result yet, and you start worrying. You don't know what will happen. Maybe a family member driving, and you worry. What if that person gets lost, and what if that person doesn't know where to go, and you're worrying about what will happen, right? If a child coming home late, and your mind, you put up a lot of questions, right? You put up a lot of scenario. What happened? Why he or she not home yet? What happened to him? What happened to her? Maybe some happened. That's why my child doesn't come home yet, and you put up a lot of questions and a lot of scenario. What will happen? And you worry about maybe the future, right? So, hello, Dylan. How you doing? How are you? So, if you're just joining us today, we're talking about why our brain. That's good to hear, Dylan. Expect the worst, even when nothing dangerous is happening. Now, please stay with me, because later I'll explain why. Um, try to think positive often doesn't work for many people. Thank you, Dylan. Now, it's a question why you have a lot of trauma, and maybe you've grown up in a very unstable environment as a child, so that's how your brain remembered the dangers. But now that period is over, but the trauma is still staying with your brain. So even now you're not in that type of environment anymore. Your brain still remember. And with anxiety, the same thing, it's a pattern, that your mind learns. If something happened to you, and then that's how your brain remembers it. After a long time, it become a pattern, and it takes a long time for your brain to unwind that pattern. That's why you have anxiety. You worry about everything. Every little thing happen makes you worry. And why people have chronic stress, that's same thing. When maybe you're overthinking about everything, you have chronic stress, right? You think about every little thing that happened. Like your mind stay on alert all the time. That's why you have a lot of chronic stress. So all of these things that happen, I should discuss recently. They're teaching your brain, it's better to be safe than not to be sorry. That's why your brain stays on alert all the time. Even when your body wants to rest, but your mind doesn't want to rest, it keeps running around like you're on a racetrack. Now I want to ask everyone here, what's one situation where your brain always jump to the worst conclusion. So can someone help me answer that question? I know. I want to know what do you think? Now, okay, so nobody wants to answer. Let me continue. Now, your brain isn't trying to make you miserable. It's trying to protect you. But unfortunately, it often protects you from danger that no longer exists. Because your brain has only one job, that is keeping you safe, keeping you alive. So it's working very hard to do its job. So don't blame yourself for everything. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just like everyone else. But because maybe you've been through a lot in your life. That's how your brain remembered. And it hasn't been updated yet. So it doesn't know, you're not in a danger, a threatful environment anymore. So that's why you got to take care of your nervous system or your brain and get it updated to let it know what shape look like, what danger look like. Now, if your brain always expect the worst, it doesn't mean you're broken, right? You're just a human being like anyone else. Now, it usually means that your nervous system learns survival very well. So, I mean, is that a good thing, a bad thing? I think that's a good thing that your nervous system learns survival very well, and it do its job very well, And what was learned can gradually be trained. So, like I mentioned before, your brain or your nervous system can be like a piece of machine equipment that need to be updated from time to time. Just like a computer, right? You got to be updated for it to work properly. At the same with your brain, it needs to be updated so it knows, how to detect danger, how to detect safe environment. Now, if today's conversation helped you understand your mind a little better, I'd love to see you back tomorrow. We explore another way the brain and nervous system quietly shape our daily life. Now, here if you just joining us, we're talking about why the brain expect the world even when life is calm. So let me quickly catch you up to that, so you know what I'm talking about. Now let's see. Have you ever noticed something strange? Like sometimes your life is going okay, right? Nothing bad is happening. But your mind keeps asking, what is it that? What if something goes wrong? Maybe someone doesn't reply to your message. Then your brain suddenly starts creating stories. Maybe they're angry. Maybe something happened. Maybe I said something wrong. Or your brain sends you a message saying, can we talk tomorrow? I mean, you haven't done anything wrong, right? But somehow your brain already imagines losing your job. Why that? So why did this happen? Is it negative thinking? Are we just pessimistic? Or is there something much deeper happening inside the brain? Can someone give me the answer here? So that's what I would like to explore today. I think I'm go deeper than what I said before. So before I explain anything, I'm curious. Has your brain ever convinced you that something terrible was about to happen, only to find out everything was completely fine? Why is that? That's strange, right? Now, that's one thing that many people don't realize, that your brain is built to make us happy. I hope everyone remember that. It's built to keep us alive. Imagine, like thousands of years ago, the people with some danger survived more than the people with no danger. Now, let's say, just imagine you hear something move in the bush, right? And one person says, it's probably nothing. Then another says, it could be a tiger. The cautious person survived. Now, our brain inherited that survival strategy. Now, I want to ask everyone a question here. You think that our brain to act like we're living thousands of years ago? I actually think they do in many situations. Now, it said, have you ever waited for someone to reply to a message? Maybe 5 minutes. 10 minutes. Then your brain starts making up stories. Right? What did it say? Your brain starts thinking they might be upset. They don't like me anymore. They ignored me. Later, maybe they just simply forgot the answer. Now, here's another example. Let's say you have a doctor appointment, and before the appointment, and your brain has only imagined the world. That's not it, right? But nothing has happened yet. But the nervous system is only reacting if it has. Why that? Anybody know? Can someone give me an answer here? I'd love to hear from your point of view. So now let me give you another example. Your child isn't home yet. And your spouse isn't answering the phone when you call. Now, immediately, your imagination fills in the blanks, right? Now, for everyone here, if they just joining us, today we're talking about what the brain expects of the world when life is calm. We're not talking about positive thinking today. We're talking about survival. That's important to know, right? That's a very different conversation. Now, it's where things become even more interesting. If someone has lived through trauma or years of anxiety, the brain starts collecting evidence. Bad things happened before. So the brain begins assuming that they'll happen again. Um, No, because it trying to punish us. Because they just trying to protect us. Now let me add you something here. Have you noticed your brain predict danger in certain situations? But not in others. Maybe relationship, maybe health, maybe work, maybe financing. Now I'll be interested to hear from you guys here where your brain tends to go first. So what do you think? I want to hear someone tell me in the chat. A lot of people here just think positive. But if the nervous system is already in protection mode, positive thoughts often don't feel believable, right? Now it's like trying to convince a smoke detector there isn't a fire while it's still sounding the alarm, right? The alarm had to be settled before the house feels quiet again. Now, if you joined it recently, we're exploring why our brain often expects the worst. It's less about negativity and more about how the nervous system learns to keep us safe. And I think that's important to know, right? Now, so we're going to talk about like constant worrying, trouble relaxing. You have difficult trusting people, feeling exhausted, overthinking every conversation, reading too much into small events. Does an update sound familiar to you or no? Now, here is the encouraging part. The brain learns. Which also means the brain can learn something new. right? It just it can happen overnight. But every time the nervous system experiences safety, then it gathers new evidence. Over time, those experiences can slowly reshape how your brain predicts the future. So, no one had any questions so far? Now, I hope today's discussion helped explain something many people experiencing, but don't always understand, right? If your brain expects the worst, it doesn't automatically mean something is wrong with you, right? You're just a uh, normal person, a normal human being like anyone else. So I hope you remember that. It may simply mean your brain becomes very good at protecting you. So don't blame your brain for something wrong with you. It's only one job that is keeping you safe, keeping you alive, and it's working very hard to do its job. Now the goal here isn't to stop your brain from protecting you. It's to help it recognize when protection is no longer needed. So now a lot of time, that's why a lot of people don't understand. Um, like sometimes you feel guilty for relaxing, but you know, even the machine, it needs to be, stopped for maintenance sometime. Your body need rest, your brain need rest too, but if you've been in stressful situation for a long time or in danger environment for a long time and your brain always stays on alert and every time when you at rest, you feel guilty and you don't know what to do. Maybe your body wants to rest, but your mind isn't ready to rest. It always stay on high alert, like you're on a racetrack all the time. And that's why a lot of time, you wake up in the morning, even though you had a night, enough sleep the night before, but when you wake up in the morning, you're too tired. You don't even know why. So nobody know why that. And because your brain is working overtime. Even when your body is at rest, your mind is still running in a circle, thinking about different things. That's why you wake up in the morning, like the day even had not even started yet, but you too feel tired. You don't know why, right? A lot of time, Also, a lot of time people blame themselves for everything. Maybe, like I mentioned before, when you text someone and that person doesn't answer you, then you're thinking maybe that person mad at me, maybe I said something wrong, maybe I shouldn't be sending that text message or that email, whatever it is. You will blame yourself for something gone wrong, but you don't know what happened on the other end, right? You don't know what what the other person thinking. Maybe that person have another priority. She need to be taken care of. Maybe that person is under pressure too. She has a lot of responsibilities, whether it's work, home, or etc., whatever it is, and that person had to solve his or her own problem first before answering your message. And people have to set their own priority first. So, but you don't know about other people's situation, but you will blame yourself for something gone wrong. But when that the other person by the time the other person reply to your message, you already exhausted because you've been thinking too much. Your mind going through a lot of different scenarios. You worry what other people might think about you, and that makes you feel shorted. Because you can't rest at all if you're guilty about every little thing, and I don't think that's a good thing, right? And it's another thing. Now, say if you're the person you want to make the kind of person that make other people happy, you think that's a good idea? I don't think so, because I believe that you need to set your own boundaries too. If you're the person that other people go to, they think you're a very strong person, right? Every time people have problem, they come to you, right? They have, let's say they have family problem, they come to you. They have financial problem, they come to you for help. They have unsolved problem, then they come to you for help. And now just imagine like you're carrying a backpack. At first the backpack doesn't feel heavy at all. But over time, you start putting a lot of stuff in your backpack, and it becomes very heavy, right? Maybe at first the backpack seems heavy, but over time, it becomes normal for you because your brain is used to that weight that you have to carry around all the time, right? So when it's time to put down that backpack, you don't know when to put it down. You can't put it down. And that's why I say you need to set your own boundaries. You got to take care of yourself too. I mean, if you are the person that everyone going to, you're the strongest person. I mean, from the outside, it looks good. You're perfect. You can solve every problem that other people have. But what about your own problem? Who could be solving your own problem, right? No, think about that, right? If you have your own problem, who do you go to? But nobody can solve your problem. Right? When you fall, then who can get you up, right? Nobody. That's why it's important to set your boundaries. Sometimes you got to learn how to say no. Like for people, sometimes maybe a lot of time, for people like that, The body want to say no, but they always say yes. That's not a good thing, maybe sometimes you got to learn how to say, hey, I'd love to help you, but like I don't think right now I have the time or energy to help you at all. So maybe another time I can help you, right? That sounds better. Sometimes you got to know it's very difficult for you to get anything out of the backpack that you're carrying, like your imaginary backpack. So you got to know how to make the load lighter sometimes, and you don't need to put everything in the backpack and make it very heavy for you to carry all the time. And that's not very good, right? Let me go about this. So anyone have any questions so far? So that system I'm trying to talk about. Anybody have any question? Sometimes when you've been in a stressful environment for a long time, and your brain always stays on alert. It has one job that is trying to protect you, So just imagine just like a smoke alarm, right? You know how the smoke alarm works, right? The smoke alarm is very sensitive. Let's say imagine you're toasting bread and the bread burns. The smoke come up, then alarm start beeping, right? Beep, 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 beep. Even though nothing happened, there's no fire in the house, and your house not burning down, but you still, but the alarm still sounding alarm, right? So what did that do? Now imagine you're taking a hot shower and steam comes up and smoke alarm it go beep beep beep, it starts beeping, right? But there's nothing, just harmless smoke, right? And it called the alarm to go alarm all the time, and it's not very good, right? I mean, that's why you need to update your nervous system from time to time, so it know when to sound the alarm. I mean, your nervous system is the same like the smoke alarm. It stay on high alert all the time, and it trying to detect every single signal and looking for the sign of danger. Right? But let's say if you're sitting in a room reading a newspaper, for example, reading in email, watching TV, and all of a sudden you feel tense, and you don't even know why. Because, your nervous system hasn't adjusted to the new environment yet. It to remember the old pattern, that the blanket pattern, why it it try to react all the time, and it makes you very tired, right? You don't want your nervous system to go on alert all the time, because it wear you out, and you can't relax at all, and that's not very good. And one thing people don't, I think people don't seem to realize that motivation is not only about discipline, and motivation requires energy, right? Now, in everyday life, our brain use uh, energy to make decisions, right? To solve problems, to manage emotions, to control reactions, even plan for the future. Welcome in. Hey, how you doing? Igor, I think I remember you. How you doing? You were here yesterday, right, Igor? Um, when someone had been under threat for a long time, that meant, oh, not, oh, okay. Yeah, I think I remember you. That mental resources can become depleted. Now, that's good to hear. Hey, happy day to good. It's like, trying to drive a car without no fuel. And you can't drive a car without fuel, right? No, I'm not sick. I'm okay. Why do you think I'm sick? No, you know that the car makes you move, right? My voice, yeah. Maybe I need to change. Hang on. Let me grab my chair here. Because I'm sitting on the bed, it's very hard for me. Here. Let me move over here. Is that better? That sound better? That might sound better or no? But everything becomes harder, right? The problem isn't necessarily the car, right? Maybe the car just need to be refueled. Is that right? Sometimes many people notice during emotional exhaustion that normal tasks become suddenly feel bigger. It's like reply to message feel exhausting to you, right? Why is everyone leaving? Okay, let me come over here. Ah. Making decision feel overwhelming. Starting a project feels impossible. Then people become frustrated, right? And they think but was I able to do this before? And why can't I handle a simple thing now? Probably a lot of you asking that question, right? Now, but the important thing to remember is that your current energy level may not be the same as it was before, right? Maybe you compare yourself today with a version of yourself that may have had more resources like before, right? It seems like when you are in your maybe 20 or 30s, you have more energy than when you're in your maybe 70 to 80, right? Now, here another thing I want you to know, and the challenge is that exhaustion can create a cycle, right? Maybe you feel tired, you avoid something you don't have because you don't have the energy to do it, and the task remains unfinished. Maybe you feel guilty, right? And that guilt creates more stress. The stress uses more energy, and then the cycle continues. Now, a lot of people are trying to break this cycle by criticizing themselves, but I don't think that's a good thing to do. They think that I need to be harder on myself, but often more self-criticism creates more emotional weight, right? Let me try to find it. I think a more helpful approach is asking yourself, what is the smallest step I can take right now? It's not that how can I fix everything today, right? But what is one small action that moves me forward? Maybe it's opening the document, writing one sentence, cleaning one small area, taking a short walk. You know that small action create evidence that you can move forward, right? And sometimes motivation comes after action, not before. So now, let me ask you something here. Um, when you lose your motivation, what do you usually do? Do you push yourself harder? Do you avoid a task? Do you try to reset? So look at number 6 here. Uh, let me see. So anyone have any question so far? I want to hear from you. Anyone have something to say? Say it in the chat. And sometimes build um, another thing that can transition anything. Another thing can help creating a transition between track and reset, right? A lot of people go from one stressful activity to another, right? Like your work ends, then checking messages, then thinking about tomorrow, then handling more responsibilities. You know, the brain doesn't always get a clear signal that the stressful period is finished. But small ritual can help create that transition, right? So what is it then? Maybe taking a short walk, uh, changing clothes after work, sitting outside for a few minutes. Maybe taking some time without needing to accomplish anything. This small action communicate something important, right? The pressure had ended. Now I can recover. I think one of the most important things to understand is this. Having difficulty relaxing doesn't mean something is wrong with you. Sometimes it means you have spent a long time adjusting to pressure, right? And the same habit that helps you get through difficult times. They become habits that you need to slowly adjust when life becomes calmer. So instead of asking, what can I relax? Another question may be, how long have I been this way? I mean, when you finally have time to yourself, then what usually happens? Do you feel peaceful? Do you start thinking about everything you need to do? Do you feel guilty for resting? What do you think? I hope to hear from you. So, anyone have any question, comment so far? I want to take a few minutes and to hear from you. So now, I want to thank you everyone for spending this time with me today. If you found this conversation helpful, I hope you will join again tomorrow for my life here on the Karma Collective channel, where we'll continue exploring how the brain, the nervous system, and emotional healing work together. So before I end my life today, does anyone have any question, concern, anything you want to ask me in the chat? Let me know. I hope I'll hear from you soon. But one thing that I hope today's conversation helped you learn a lot about yourself, about your brain and your nervous system, and so you don't need to blame yourself for anything going wrong, because that thing that you have no control over, and you're just a human being like anyone else. So that's all I have for tonight, and thank you everyone for being here with me today. Good night, and I hope to see everyone again tomorrow night. Bye.